Okay, well, welcome back. What we're going to do now is an extension of what on our former lesson. Now, what you see here, you can see the different values and then the different light sources for each of the spheres. All right, you have your top corner lighting, you have your top lighting, you have your side lighting, back, front, and then you have underlight processes. Now, we're also going to combine one of the earlier assignments that we have done, where you just make all these random shapes and then you turn those into fun faces. Alright, so here is an example of one that I've done. Alright, so I've got all these fun faces. I just drew some basic shapes, turned them into different characters. Now what we want to do is take these characters and apply the light source to them. Alright, so for this guy here, alright, we want that light coming from the side, so the highlight's going to be here. So at this point, we know that most of this side of his face is going to be some kind of value. Alright, even the big part of his schnoz there, his mustache, all that's going to be in, I don't want to say heavy shadow, but it's going to be in shadow. Alright, because the light source is coming from up here. Alright, it's going to hit on the side of the face, and then gradually get darker as it comes down. Now, some basic concepts underneath here. This is going to be completely void of light because the light's coming from the top. Alright, you're going to have more value on this side, probably that ear as well. Alright, and then we're going to kind of work down the jawbone. We're going to work underneath the eye sockets, and then we're going to come down his wonderful schnoz there. Alright, so we're just basically laying in some simple values. Alright, now he may have a little bit of value there. Some of it works in. Alright, but we're just basic values. We're not trying to, kill it. We're not trying to get super pristine just yet. Alright, so if that one is upper lit, this one's going to be like upper corner. This one's going to be lit across the top, so it's going to be directly down. So we know anything that's going to be in a protrusion, which is going back in the space, all that's going to be much heavier valued. So I'm going to go ahead and denote that. I'm going to go ahead and just shade those in. So that's underneath the chin, underneath the nose, underneath the eye sockets. Alright, probably underneath the ear here as well, inside the ear. Alright, there's going to be some value underneath the lip. Alright, then we're just going to gradually work some of those values into our face, kind of going from that heavy valued area Alright, so that light source is coming directly from the top. Alright, just like when we look at the sphere here. Alright, coming down. Alright, we're going to be looking for areas that are going to be directly underneath. Alright, that's going to be blocked out by these projections. So there's definitely one on that eye, one under the nose, under the mouth, so forth and so on. So these are going to be completely stopped out from our light source. Alright, now these two guys, upper corner, that comes across the top. Let's look at this one. Oh, we got a side lit one. Alright, so the light source is going to be coming directly from this side. Alright, now first thing we know, inside of his little yelling or singing mouth, all that's going to be nice and shaded in. Alright, we're also going to have, if this is our equator right there, most of this right here is going to be shaded in. Now you will have some exceptions. We'll get down there too. We'll put him an Adam's apple in, so that blocks out the light a little more. All right, but at this time, you wanna kind of look back here and be like, all right, well, it's gonna gradually get a little darker. Now the light's coming this way, so this is not gonna be having a whole lot of value. All right, underneath the nose may have some. What I'm doing now is kind of thinking about where that core of the shadow would be, that spot that actually turns completely away from the light source. So it's coming this way. You got all this blocking it, so it's going to be a nice shadow right there. We're going to have it coming down this side of the lip too, because that's going to be blocking things. Your ear is going to be in shadow. And you may have some reflected light back here, alright? But what you can see is just some simple diagnosis, alright? With one single light source, we've made, you know, simple value, made all kinds of powerful characters. Alright? So, there's two of those. If I look back on my example, we're going to be backlighting this one. Alright? So, my cool shades dude is going to be really cool. Alright? Because we're going to go ahead and put in all of this. Now, backlighting, we do a lot of backlighting for a couple reasons. One, alright, for dramatic effect. Two, we also use backlighting with a secondary light. Alright, we may have a really bright light on the back side of them, but then we may have a secondary light here. But for this case, we're not going to use two lights. So we're going to go ahead and value away. Alright, now we'll kind of do a little bit of, you know, cheating and be like, alright, well that's going to be a little bit darker than this. These shades are going to be darker, so I'm putting a little bit more pressure down than everything else. But I mean, technically, since that light's back here, really only the edges. Alright, so if they had a little extra hair here, they would be highlighted, but not much else. Alright, you get this back here that's highlighted, his shoulder will be highlighted. Alright, so the poor guy is going to lose a lot of definition. Alright, but he's going to make up for that in this kind of shady character. Alright, now, let's look at the next one. So this one's front. Alright, poor guy here, the light's going to be blasting him right there on his cheek. Alright, so we're going to be very flooded. Alright, when we talk theater, people talk about floods a lot. Alright, they flood the stage with lots of light. Alright, they use lots of deep makeup to make up for those floods so that people can see their appearance. Alright, they can see their actions and all the nooks and crevices. Alright, but our poor little dude here, where he's got all this light on him, alright, really is just the edges that you're going to see some value. Now, there's going to be maybe a little bit here or there, alright, but there's not a whole lot of value to our little bald-headed dude there. Alright, now, last but not least, we have the underlid. Alright, this is the fun one. Alright, so the flashlight's going to be right here. Maybe she's telling some fun ghost stories. Alright, so what we want to do is she's got these apples on her cheek. Alright, we're going to shade those in. Alright, underneath her nose is going to be highlighted. Alright, so we're going to be looking for, let's go this way. So we're going to be looking for reverse kind of coloring. So coming up this way, so the nose is going to block some things, the cheeks are going to block a little bit here and there. Alright, then you're going to have some value, but not a whole lot, on the back part of the hair here for our campfire storyteller. So we're going to have darks here, and we're going to have some darks on top of that. Alright, this is what makes it spooky, is because the values are all completely different and changed from what we're used to. So the crown of her head is going to be dark. Some of the outskirts are going to be dark. There's going to be weird shadows going in some different places, like where her lips are sticking out. Alright, because they actually concave in. They're going to cast a shadow up. Alright, you're going to have a little bit on the Cro-Magnon part. And even where the hair crosses, which should be a darker value, we're not going to have that either. Alright, because the light is coming this way and spreading, so all this under part is going to be kind of lit up. Alright, so what I want you to do now, since we've taken this idea, you've been working on that, and we've done these techniques already with the fun faces, now let's start applying the value to this. Now, you can do this in pencil, you can do this in ink pen, you can try it in marker. It's really good to take some grayscale markers and do this, that way you have a couple different values. If you're going to do the markers, I would suggest taking and getting your sketch down the way you want it, then lightly rubbing some of the graphite off. You don't want that to mess with your like with your marker tips. You don't want them to turn dirty or nasty. Alright, so that concludes this video. So if you will make sure you take a chance to look at this and then start developing these. Alright, more as you play around with this, the better you're going to get. Alright, thanks for sketching. When you get done, send me some pictures on Instagram or by email. Thank you.